I wish I had somebody here. If you really go back and invest, everybody say, yeah, because if you go back and investigate, it's really a reflection that was in you. You probably never had a chance to do it, but wanted to do it, and you became a surrogate of the idea and the ideology of it. No, you never committed it, but you wanted to do it. You're just too afraid to do it, and now they are not afraid, and they are doing it. Come on, help me, somebody in here. Woo, Jesus Christ. And this is the thing that, listen to me, this is the thing that we must give an account for when we talk about obedient children. We got to look at the parents and whether or not they were what the children are. Well, couldn't nobody tell you nothing. And now, you want to, your hard-headed child, oh, 1 second, baby, your hair wasn't soft. Okay. Since we know that children, if they're going to live, they're going to have to start listening. Since we know that children, I'm going to say this again, if they are going to live, they're going to have to start listening. I'm going to say it a couple of times because the 3/4 chord is not easily broken. If we know that children, if they're going to live, L-I-V-E, they're going to have to start listening. Listening. In other words, they're going to have to start becoming more attentive. You can hear, but there's a difference between hearing and listening. One requires more focus, attentiveness. Now watch this. The reason why I'm telling you that how children, come on, they hear you all the time cleaning with that room, but apparently they ain't listening to you because the room ain't clean. Come on, am I talking to the right people in here? There's a difference between hearing and listening because I heard you. Not yes, ma'am. I heard you. Now open that door. I heard you. You ain't got to tell me again, I heard you. How many of y'all know that? If we're going to, amen, keep them alive, we're going to have to get them to start listening, which means that they're going to have to start obeying what we are saying. And so here's what I want to do. I'm going to give you the benefits, and I'm going to give you the facts that go along with obedient children. Listen to me for a second. Let me just have your undivided attention. This is the type of message for me that when I look at children, I want to see my future. Future don't look too good. Look at your neighbor and say, the future don't look too good. Don't look on the other side. Look them in the eye. Say, the future. See, y'all don't want to do it. Say, the future don't look too good. Look behind you. Tell them behind you. Say, the future don't look too good. Now, if you don't agree with me, let me at least have the opportunity to examine it and then give you some exhibits or introduce some things that will help support what I'm saying. Come on, help me somebody. Listen to me, because I got to make sure that if I don't do nothing else as a pastor, somebody say, see, you ain't going to get concerned until them folks got them locked up. You're not going to get concerned until you see them in their demise and in their fall, and then all of a sudden now you ready to do something. But all the other times you looked at them and ain't say nothing because you wasn't willing to do nothing. I'm going to say it again. All the other times, that's why I tell folks, don't run to their rescue when you never ran to their rescue. When you saw them doing but wouldn't do nothing, now all of a sudden you ready to do something, and guess what? You had never done nothing. Can't fault the child all the time. Because the children are the product of somebody else's will. They didn't ask to come here. No. The children didn't ask to come here. They ain't have no vote. I was number 9 in the family. There were 8 before me. And none of them, when mama was sitting in there in labor, said, hold on one second, mama. We won't call the votes. we want to, first of all, we're going to have some say-so in this matter. We're going to vote on whether or not we're going to let this one come into the family. And mama just said, hold on one second, you can't stop it because he was born. See, some things you can't change. But there are some things that you can change. And some of the things that you can't change, you just have to live with. But the things that you can change, you better start dealing with. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I'm going to say it again. The things that you can't change, you got to live with. Ain't nothing, no, you got to live with that. You talk about, well, the price of gas is going up again. Baby, you got to live with it. You can't change that. But you can change how long you ride, and how long you ride around ain't going nowhere. Oh, Lord, have mercy. So let's look at some of the benefits of obedience. Number 1, things would go right for them. You can say this. Children that listen to their parents rarely ever cause their parents any problems, or rarely ever incur any problems themselves. Rarely ever incur any problems themselves. What I mean by that is they ain't causing you to have to restless nights, walk the floor all day long, and then they themselves run down to the school. Don't raise your hand. Always run down. Come on, you can't go there and sit yourself down and pay attention and not talk. Come on, here. Always got to run to the school behind their misbehavior. And that causes you problems because you got to take off from work, about to lose your job, trying to make sure that they can get an education. Nobody won't say nothing. Not only will it go well with them, but they children. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm going to say it one more again. Folk don't do hard-headed children. In fact, the old folks said it like this here. Hard head makes a soft behind. And I know what they meant when they said that, because let me share something with you. After a while, everybody say after a while. When they stop listening to you, they don't listen to nobody else. They have productive lives. Now, the third thing that I can tell you is that they will begin to enjoy life longer. Well, I started reading the newspaper in 1978. In 1978, when I looked in the obituary, normally there were about 5. If you saw 10 people up there, you'd be scared, like, whoo. Because normally you didn't see that many people there. But then, when you looked at the age of those people, they were 65, 70, 80, 90 years old. Come on, help me somebody. And I said, well, you know, they lived a good life because they lived a long life. But now, help me somebody, now you pick up a newspaper and look in the obituary section. Come on, help me somebody. And you'll be glad to see somebody in there over 45 and 50, because everybody up under there is 25 and under. Somebody's child. And I began to get disturbed because I'm seeing that they're getting cut down from time in their prime. Look, they can't enjoy longevity of life. All I can tell you is this. You're more likely to take one of them to the grave before you go. At one time, that was never the case. But in this day and time, there are more parents. Y'all ain't got to say amen. I know I'm teaching in here. Glory to God. There are more parents taking their children to the grave than children having to take their parents. Can I get a witness in here? You say what you want, ignore the sermon, think they don't mean nothing, but I'm here to tell you right now, it's a hurting heart for a parent to take the child. Now, I can't tell you that. There go my mama right there. She's taken two in less than a year. And I saw the strength of my mother, but I also saw the pain. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, I wish I had somebody here to understand what I'm saying. It's always been my thoughts that they would carry me. We got some serious problems. Not only that, but if they become obedient, the benefit would be that they would be able now to duplicate what was in them into their children. One of the hardest problems you have is trying to give someone something that you don't have in you. You can't give them what you don't have. And if you never had it, how can you give it? So when I look at children, come on, help me somebody. Look. Can I help you? I know you graduated 35, 40 years ago from high school. And these kids come home with basic math, stuff that you didn't see in school. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Oh, Lord have mercy. I wish I had somebody here. And here it is. They asking you for help. You be talking about, I need to go back to school myself. Come on, help me somebody. Because you see some of this stuff, and I know it's Greek because you ain't never seen it before. Come on, help me somebody. You had basic arithmetic. Now these folk dealing with mathematics. Come on, help me somebody. And exponents and help me some in the integers and all these things. And you struggle with timetables, division, and multiplication. Nobody won't say nothing. They come home, and it's a shame. Somebody says it's a shame, but it's the truth. They ask you, say, Mama, come help me. And Lord have mercy. You just can't, you know, oh, baby, go call your sister. Help me somebody, because this is far out of your league. Come on, am I talking to the right people in here? The point I'm making is you can't give somebody something that you don't possess. And so if one thing, the old folks might not have had an education, but they did know how to parent. And they gave, y'all don't hear what I'm saying, and they gave sound advice and instructions on motherhood and fatherhood. They'll tell you quick. Nobody won't say nothing now. What's happening today is that now our children has to listen if they're going to live. Watch this. Not only will they be able to duplicate, but the next, amen, proof of exhibit is that they may receive the blessings of God. Because once a child obeys their parents, God begins to bless the child. One of the things I can say is that many children have been cut down, not because of anything other than they wouldn't listen to their parents. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I said they've been cut down. Solely because they would not listen to their parents. And watch this right here. Some of the parents who have faced the hardships of life, parties, and everybody else involved other than your child, but you got to give your child some responsibility for what is happening in their life, because prominently, amen, they have not listened. Oh, I know I'm teaching it here. And I know you want to look and blame and point the finger at the one who introduced it to them, who they were riding with and all that stuff like that. But some of these things that you have to put back on that child, because that child would not listen. Can I teach you for a minute? And so as a result of that, you know, you be want to blame. And look, I can safely say the heartfelt condolences of someone losing a child is always going to be near and dear to me, even though I have not lost one. But, you know, I have heard parents really out to, you know, yes, whoever did the crime should be punished because the laws of the state say so. But it ain't like your child was doing everything that he was supposed to be doing or she was supposed to be doing. Come on, help me somebody. In fact, they wouldn't even listen to you, curse you out. Come on, help me somebody. Tell you what they ain't going to do and all that stuff like that. Can I teach in here for a minute? And this is the principle that when it happens to that child, now all of a sudden you on television, come out, come forth with the one who did this, but then you have to look at that you played a part and the child played a part too, because there's some things you saw him doing that you wouldn't say nothing about, and then when you got ready to say something, the child cursed you out and told that they were grown and you can't tell them nothing. So now all of a sudden that child's demise may be a result of that child's own doing and not listening. The last thing I want to say is that maybe we'll start getting some good seeds coming down our family lineage. Lord have mercy. I said maybe we'll start getting some good seeds coming down our family lineage. Yeah. Let me say it one more time. Maybe we'll start getting some good seeds coming down. Because I'm just telling you, I'm 53 years old, and they just, Lord have mercy, we were bad. No, they worse. If we were bad, if what we did was bad, Lord have mercy, what they doing is totally out of sight, out of mind. Worse than, come on, help me somebody. No. Let me pause for a second, because I'm coming home now. And this is the benefit, because, I mean, maybe we'll start getting some good seeds, because when you look around, look, please take a look and see that the seed ain't getting any better. Can I help you in here? It's getting worse. Yeah, it's getting worse. And don't get mad at pastor for saying this, because if I don't say it, guess what? Then you won't be, amen, convicted by it. Yes, I've done some things that my mama don't know. I've gone some places that she don't know. A lot of things that I've done that I would not tell her that I've done. You don't hear what I'm saying. And God knows. Somebody say God knows. If walls could talk, Lord have mercy, if trees could talk, if the dog could rat on us, help me somebody, cats, birds, help me somebody, because some things mama could not see, but life did. Seeds. And when we look around, we look at our children. My grandmother was a God-fearing woman. And most people who are of in that generation had a fear of God and a reverence of God in their life. Mama brought us to church, God-fearing woman. Come on, help me somebody. And Mama tried to teach us to be God-fearing. And we try to pass that on to our children. But between Mama and me, somebody say Mama and me. Yeah, M and M. Between Mama and me, some things start breaking down. Because certain things that we do, my mama would not allow us to do. And we laugh at our children when they do mischief. Mama and them hurry up and whoop you and say, baby, you don't stop them now, you're going to be crying, not laughing. Bam, 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 bam. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying? Because guess what? I recognize that between mom and me, there was a breakdown. And now you got to start thinking about what breakdowns are happening now between you and them. See? Okay. So you can see children that are incarcerated, children that are out there doing what they ain't supposed to be doing, causing mischief and havoc and menaces to society. Those children, I promise you, were not great listeners and were not obedient children. You tell them, son, don't go out there and hang out there. And when you come home from work, guess where they at? Hanging out there. You tell them that they need to stay away from kids that ain't going where they're going and doing what they're doing. But they just seem like they want to find friends with them that you know are not going to help them. Help me, somebody. Am I talking to the right church? You know what's going to be so devastating? When the grandparents look at their grandchildren and just shake their head. Give me some music. What's going to be devastating? When the grandparents look at their grandchildren, not their children. Oh, y'all going to hear what I'm saying. I'm going to say it again. When the grandparents look at their grandchildren, not their children, because see, a reflection of what you fail to do will be seen not only in your children, but your children's children. And the Bible speaks of that. So when the grandparents look at their grandchildren, all they can do is just shake their head. I'm going to say it one more time. Lord have mercy. Mama, you got great grandchildren, right? And just got a great grand, right? And you know, let's be more real and more sensitive. And let's be more open and transparent. My last statement was when the grandparents look at their grandchildren, they hold their head down. They hold their head down. They just can't bear to see it. And they never thought that that would be. There's some who are proud. Don't make this sermon a dread sermon. There's some grandparents who look at their grandchildren are very proud. And they're thankful and they're grateful. But then there are grandparents that look at their grandchildren and their hearts start hurting. Because they feel the pain that that child is going to go through. And when you ride down the street, you see the little kids out there playing. And you look at them and they look like they're just helpless and hopeless and there's nobody there. And you just shake your head and say, I wonder where their parents are. Where their parents are. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. What's she doing walking the street this time of night? She don't look like she's 14 years old, 13 years old, 12, 10 years old. And they walking the street. Hold on 1 second. 1 o'clock in the morning. say 1 o'clock in the morning, and they walk in the street. Shoot. That's Ebonics for something else. I had to be in before the lights came on. We didn't need no clock. When the lights, see, the old lights on the streets, they used to start flickering like that. When they start flickering, we start kicking it. Because we know one thing. The lights could not catch us on the streets. Kids look at the lights now, tell me, I can't wait till it gets dark. We need more obedient children. Can I help you? Even in this church, I have ushers who will tell children to do things, and you know, children boot up. Yeah. I'm saying to myself, in the church, shoot, one thing we did not do in the church was disrespect an adult. We ain't had to like her or nothing like that, but we just knew one thing. You don't say what? You better smile. Children come to church today, you tell them, y'all sit down. So I'm going to close with this. Remember I told you? My last point was when grandparents look at their grandchildren, they hold their head down. And I can promise you this, 80% of grandparents are now trying to help their grandchildren. The mothers ain't bringing them to church. I said, mama and dad ain't bringing them to church. Guess who's bringing them to church? Come on. I just put the evidence out there. Come on, help me somebody. Very few parents lead their children to church. It's the grandmother now who gotten a little wiser because she's gotten a little older and realized she don't want that child to go through what she went through, but she can't convince her daughter to help her or her son to help her help these children. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Just when you ride around, you go to church, you look up there, just see who the children are sitting in there with. They sitting in there with their grandparents. All I'm saying is, the door's open. Lord have mercy. Great is your mercy towards me. Your loving kindness towards me. Your tender mercy. The doors of the church are open. I'll see day after day. Is there one who want to get on board? Forever faithful towards me, always providing for me. Your tender mercy I will see. Is there one who want to come? Day after day, great is your mercy towards me. You need a church home. You need a place to call your own. This is your chance. Always provide for me. Your tender mercy I will see day after day. Forever faithful towards me, always providing for me. Your tender mercy I will see. Anybody want to come? This is my last call. Day after day, we're going to prepare ourselves, amen, in our giving. Great is. If you need an envelope, raise your hand. The church has run all tithes and offering towards me. Always providing for me. Oh.